The Hartley Show is an entertainment program and does not own any of the copyrighted material featured in this episode. All copyrighted material featured will be used as fair use for the purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, and/or research. Taki taki. Today on The Hartley Show, I'm going to talk about what's up with Marvel. Hey ya. Marvel Comics. What the hell is going on with them right now? They just came out of, well, they didn't just come out of, Secret Wars ended, and then they moved on to the Civil War 2 that, much like Secret Wars, took forever to finish and was late as hell. And even like without a week or two to pass, or maybe a week or two to pass, they moved right on to the next event, the Marvels Unleashed event. And before Marvels or Monsters Unleashed is finished, they've already announced their secret society thing with Captain America, whatever the crap that thing's called, and their New Generations crossover. What I'm getting at is Marvel seems to have a problem with inundating people with events and sort of trickery gimmicks. They just got their asses kicked by DC Rebirth last year, but they managed to come out of it and regain their market share back. You know, I think they're around 35% market share, dollar share kind of thing, and DC's kind of hovering around mid 20% now. But it seems that what Marvel's done to regain their market share is use tricks. So case in point, this last month, the #1 title was, I think I got a copy of it right here even, USA Avengers #1. I don't think anybody believes the comic did nearly as well as it did, but they had this cool little trick. They had a different cover for each one of the United States, one of the states in the States, and they even strangely had covers for people from Canada and the UK. So they had basically, what's that, how many states are there? 52 or something? 50? 50? I'm not American, I don't even do crap. But I think they released about 52 covers or so, maybe 54 covers. So right there, what you've got is inflated statistics because, you know, it was a little gimmick. As well, Marvel's been doing this thing where they overship titles. So they'll give a retailer 50% more books than they asked for, but then that counts on the sales charts as that many titles sold. So it's kind of hard to put your finger right now on what Marvel's actual sales numbers are. And like I say, they go from event to event to event to event. They're soliciting events 2 down the line when they're knee-deep in 1 currently. And much like the world of politics today, it is kind of exhausting. Now, having said that, I'm not a hater of Marvel Comics by any stretch of the imagination, but what I really hate right now is their marketing. A classic thing Marvel had done up until the last 2 weeks was if you bought a Marvel $3.99 book, you got the added value of a digital book, and I've talked about this in the show before. You peel off the sticker, you enter a digital code, and you get that book digitally for free as an added bonus. Well, Marvel decided to scrap that program and adjust it. What they've done now is you don't get a free digital copy of that book, you get a free digital copy of 3 books that Marvel wants you to be invested in because it's the first chapter of a storyline or a trade or something like that. So, it's highly likely that you're going to end up getting digital copies of books you already have anyways. And that was kind of not the deal with the whole $3.99 thing. The reason Marvel switched from $2.99 books to $3.99 because they told us they were giving us added value. They've removed that added value. They've changed it to just be something promotional, but the books' prices are all staying the same. And for that matter, a lot of Marvel books are at an increased price now of $4.99, and they don't really seem to have any added value. I guess I'm I'm a little frustrated with Marvel. I'm just going on and on about it because they're driving me a little nuts. But I still like a lot of their individual books. I'm really a big fan of all the stuff that Al Ewing is doing with US Avengers, The Ultimates. And he's got another book I can't think of right now at the top of my head. But I'm really enjoying what he's doing. But a lot of Marvel right now seems quite disjointed. Like they're trying so hard to market things, they're kind of forgetting how to actually just, you know, make good books. Now, obviously, one way Marvel's killing it is in their Netflix shows, and their movies are absolutely dominating. And that's one place where they actually have the absolute definitive advantage over DC, particularly in their movies. Their movies have done nothing but dominate over the DC movies, and for good reason. They've had a lot of time in it, and frankly, the movie side of Marvel seems to be a bit more of a well-oiled machine right now than the comic side. I mean, the guy who runs Marvel Comics is, like a high-end Trump supporter and all that. Oh, why did I bring up 45? Why? But there's a lot of good stuff from Marvel, like I say. There's a whole bunch of good stuff. The stuff that doesn't get noticed, like books like Scarlet Witch by James Robinson, a fantastic comic. And I'm all still heartbroken over the loss of the Squadron Supreme book. But having said that, it did end in a kind of a neat way. Before Squadron Supreme ended, there was 2 series that launched out of Squadron Supreme, Nighthawk and Hyperion, books that I had no interest in until the end of the series came along. All I can say is the last issue was a great setup for those series. It's too bad they didn't launch those series after the Squadron Supreme series was canceled. And I don't know why I'm going on about Squadron Supreme so much, but it just feels to me like a book that deserved a little bit more recognition. It's important to note, too, that over in the world of Spider-Man, they just wrapped up their Clones Conspiracy saga, which I thought was a lot of fun, although it did wrap up kind of a slightly poopy. Yes, I said poopy. They brought back Ben Reilly, and is he really back? I don't know. They got a Scarlet Spider series coming up. At the end of the series, spoiler alert, the other Scarlet Spider, Kane, is still alive. I thought he was going to die. And it looks like Ben Reilly died, but they got a Scarlet Spider series coming out, so it would also appear that somehow, he's probably still alive. It was a neat little thing they did. All these clones came back, that they all died. You don't know who's dead and who's not. Oh, you exhausting revolving door of death, you. Over in the world of Marvel's mutants, the X-Men are about to have a massive relaunch. They're doing an X-Men Gold and an X-Men Blue Team. I'm really looking forward to that. I think the X-Men books have largely been solid, but it's hard to keep track. One of the things that Marvel's screwing up over and over again, or at least making it difficult to keep track of, is they relaunch everything. Every 12 issues, every book gets relaunched pretty much. So it's hard to keep track of any sort of sense of continuity. But I am enjoying the X-Men books overall, and I think this next relaunch of the X-Men universe, this kind of a step backwards to a slightly more retro world of Marvel X-Men, I think is going to be hella fun. Oh my God, I just said hella like it's the 90s all over again. And of course, we've got the new team on Guardians of the Galaxy. Brian Michael Bendis is leaving, and there's some new guys on that. That looks like that could be interesting as well. So see, Marvel doesn't entirely suck. So there you have it. What's up with Marvel in this guy's opinion? I'd like to hear what you think of what's going on in Marvel, so by all means, please comment in the comment section below here on YouTube, or go to Facebook or Twitter, or I don't know, find me in the street and throw rocks in my head. Please don't do that. As always, thank you for watching. A giant thanks to Taz for letting us film here, and we'll see you next time.